Now sure, yes, this world is full of information surrounding our current pandemic situation. But what about the misinformation surrounding your face? Should we not be concerned about that? Today I want to talk about 6 popular grooming myths that so many guys still think are true. If that sounds interesting, let's hop into it. Number 1, the whole debacle around shaving. And does this make your hair grow thicker or have more hair in general? Unfortunately, the simple answer is no. There's a common myth that getting haircuts more frequently or shaving more frequently will make your hair grow in more full. Unfortunately, I can tell you from years of attempts, years and years, it doesn't happen that way. But the reason why this myth exists is because when you shave or trim your face, your hair is trimmed bluntly. And by removing the ends of your hair, whether it's on your face or on your hair, the ends of your hair tend to look a bit thinner. So by removing that, you can have the appearance of thicker looking hair. So trimming up your face or trimming up your hair can be healthy by removing damaged or older, more fragile follicles, but it does not actually make your hair grow faster or in a more full way. Unfortunately, genetics plays a big part. I see this as an argument when it comes to monobrow action as well. People say don't use a razor because it's gonna make your monobrow or your hairs in between grow back thicker. And while that's not true, because of everything that I just said, I still definitely recommend using tweezers to take care of your monobrow action because tweezers will make the clean results last longer compared to a razor. Plus, it's much more accurate. You can get exactly what you want. A razor, you're gonna do something accidental and maybe regret it. Number 2, this one is interesting, and if you are big in the fragrance community, then you might already know this, but most people don't. And that's the whole eau de toilette versus eau de parfum, all right? Don't mind my pronunciations, please. Now, generally speaking, it's known that eau de parfums are supposed to be generally more powerful, be stronger, longer lasting than eau de toilette fragrances. It's the main reason why they're more expensive. They have a smaller alcohol content and more of the actual juice that is what makes that smell. And while yes, this is generally the case, it's not always accurate. There are eau de toilettes out there that are actually stronger, more impactful, last longer than their more expensive cousins. It really comes down to that specific fragrance and how powerful that specific scent is in that fragrance. I know we haven't talked about fragrances for a little while on this channel, but if you've been around for a while, you know that I've been a big fan of fragrances for a while. And about 80% of the collection that I've bought personally have come from today's sponsor, fragrance.com. Because fragrance.com always has those deals. In fact, fragrance.com has thousands of authentic brand name fragrances and grooming products for up to 80% off retail price. How? Well, they're able to give you such a great deal because they are exclusively an online retail store, so they don't have the upfront cost of physical locations, therefore not needing to mark their prices sky high like you find in more traditional retail stores. It's simple stuff, people. A classic move of mine has been smell it in store and then buy it on fragrance.com for a better price. I've done that multiple times. My recent pickups from fragrance.com are from Giorgio Armani and Yves Saint Laurent. They're both great and they're both very different. The Profumo version of the classic Acqua di Gio still keeps that signature freshness and citrus from the original Acqua di Gio, but it just adds a layer of depth and is longer lasting as well. It's a fantastic all day, every day type of scent. You could wear this year long, but it's definitely gonna shine in the warmer months. This one's from YSL. It smells so amazing. It's darker, but not depressed, if you know what I mean. Slightly sweeter, definitely seductive. It's amazing for nighttime and colder months, but I personally think that it's versatile enough to be worn throughout most of the year. But yeah, especially at night. It's a great nighttime date night. That's the one you need to feel a bit sexy. That's what this one's for. My one gripe with this, I wish that it lasted longer because it smells so amazing. I also picked up an anti-age moisturizer from Lab Series and Silk Infusion from Chi, which is a very silky serum that can be used during the pre-styling phase to add smoothness, nourishment, and shine to a finished hairstyle. Also from fragrance.com, so they have more than just fragrances. They also have grooming products for men as well, and obviously for women too, so a lot more than fragrances, which a lot of people don't realize. Best part is, of course, I'm hooking you up with some serious savings. So if you use my code BluMaan, all caps, you'll be saving 30% off the entire store. 30% off is crazy. You will not be finding better fragrance deals anywhere else. So if you're interested, check out the link down below. Number 3 myth, your trimmer lengths that you have at home are the same lengths used by your barbers and hairdressers. What I mean by this is those trimmers that have adjustable lengths, you know, like maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know guys sometimes go into the barbershop or the hairdresser, whatever, and tell their hairdresser what length they set their trimmer to for their beard or for the size of their hair, and expect that to translate into hairdresser tools. These lengths are not universal, and your number 6 trimmer that you have back at home might very well be very different to the number 6 techniques that your hairdresser uses with those more professional tools. The best way to communicate length, if you're trying to do it in this way, is to communicate using millimeters. Usually most of the electric razors that you have with the different lengths also tell you the millimeters on them. So that's the best way to communicate rather than just saying, I use a number 3 back at home. Fourth up, I see it all the time. Joe, how can I stop hair loss? I'm going bald, I'm losing my hair, I'm only 12 years old, and I'm pretty sure I don't have any hair left. I'm sorry to say, there is no miracle solution to hair loss. Actually, there is one great solution, and that's having a hair transplant, but that costs some serious money. Outside of a full-on hair transplant, which yes, is very effective. I documented the process. Travis has great results now. I don't know if anyone remembers that video. He's looking really good. In fact, here's where he started and here's where he ended up. But outside of something like that, there is no perfect solution. Yes, there are remedies out there on the market like hair laser therapy. I've talked about that before on the channel. Hair supplements like biotin pills, even head massages that stimulates blood flow. But none of these are overnight hair growth miracle solutions. They all take commitment, consistency, and time. Number 5, thinking that styling your beard into all sorts of different shapes and styles is more attractive than natural, having a natural beard. Time news. My dog is over here. I made a more in-depth video about what girls think of facial hair. It's pretty informative, and I'll leave this linked up here. I'll never be able to get this right, it's this side. But long story short,
I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my
your natural beard, while keeping it well groomed, of course, is statistically more attractive than things like goatees, soul patches, and you know, stuff like that. Just because you're really good at styling your beard does not mean that it's more attractive. That said, of course, rock what you love. Just make sure that you're doing it for you. And finally, a big one, your hair, what your hair is destined for in the future is determined by your mother's father. This is a phrase that we hear a lot. Now, without trying to get into too much detail, there may be some truth to this, but the variables are much more complicated than simply it comes from your mom's dad. It really all depends on genetics from both sides of the family, how many family members or how many male family members in your family are bald versus not bald. Is male pattern baldness prevalent in your own father? These are just some of the factors that need to be taken into consideration. So if you're freaking out because your mom's dad lost his hair when he was super young, you can't base it off of just that. And on the other hand, if your mom's dad has a great head of hair, that does not mean that you will also have a great head of hair. It could, but it's just one factor in a lot of different factors. And I'll leave a link of an article that explains this into much greater detail. If you're interested, I'll leave that link down below. But yes, guys, it's time for you to smell good like me. I smell so good. Aqua de Gio on this side and YSL on this side. I don't recommend combining. That's just what I did because I was getting all of those scents. If you guys want to check out anything, any fragrances, grooming products, and the such, anything like that, 30% off with the code BluMaan. Link down below. Thank you guys for watching. Time for you to smell good. I'll see everybody next time.